to Real Life, Real Solutions with Coach Tammy, where we provide answers that are realistic, effective, attainable, and limitless. And I am indeed ecstatic about tonight's show, Walking in Confidence with Miss Phoenix. I am so happy to have our guest here with us tonight, a very dear sister to me and a friend who has just been doing amazing things in both ministry and in the world of beauty pageants as an ambassador, as a coach. And I'm just excited for what it is that she's going to share with us on tonight. So, Miss Phoenix, welcome to the show on tonight. And as we get started, I would like for you to just tell us a little about yourself.
Well, thank you for having me. I am, of course, Miss Phoenix. I am a minister. I'm a mom. I'm a grandmother. I'm an ambassador. I'm an author. I am, I wear many hats. I do so many different things. So you name it, I probably do it. That's who I am. All that in one person, but I'm just a woman. And I try to just be who I am and can be to inspire other women just to be who they are.
That's awesome. So let me ask, first, how long have you been in ministry? Let's start there.
I've been in ministry for 5 years.
Okay. And uh, what made you desire to get into the world of beauty pageants?
Well, I originally got into the world. I was not even beauty pageant. I was actually just doing stage plays. And then one of the ladies in the stage play was like, "Oh, you should model." So I tried my hat in modeling. And then there was um, a pageant coming up. And so I was like, well, why not? Let's just try something new. Something out of the box, something that I've never done before. So I did my first pageant, and it was the Face of Curvaceous. And then that experience led me to other people seeing my experience in the pageant industry. So then someone tagged me into the Miss Full Figured USA New Jersey pageant. And so I was like, why not give it a try? And here I am.
So it was more of a progression from stepping out of the box in one way and it just blossomed into other avenues?
Yes.
Okay. So what made you want to get started in the stage plays? Because that's also a big step to be out in the forefront in front of people. So because I want the viewers to know where you started so they can get a timeline of the progression that you have made.
Okay. Well, I started in stage plays at a younger age. When I was younger in high school, I did plays. In grammar school, I did plays. And then even in church, we did different plays. And so I've always been into stage plays, but I was always interested in stepping out of my box and being able to, for a moment, be somebody else or portray a different character. So stage plays gave me a chance to step out of my comfort zone and be somebody else.
So, what would you say maybe was your biggest obstacle in stepping out of your comfort zone?
My biggest obstacle was kind of getting out of my head, getting out of my way. So many times I overthink things. So it was just do it. Stop overthinking it. Stop second guessing it. Give it a try. And when you give it a try, then everything it flows from there. So that was my biggest obstacle, and I still struggle with that today, getting out of my own way.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to that in just a second. But I want to know, how does your role as both a minister and a beauty ambassador complement each other? And then after you explain how it complements each other, tell us a little bit about times that they maybe clash.
They complement each other because it gives me an avenue to interact with different women. Um, as far as before they even know that I'm a minister, it just gives them an opportunity to just sit and talk with me. And then as I begin to talk with them, it helps me um, reach them in different areas of their lives. So it complements because it opens up the avenue of me to interact with different women from all over.
Okay, and what about any times that maybe the roles clash in how you operate in both?
It clashes sometimes because of scheduling. A lot of times ministry calls, and so I have to back off of the pageantry where I have to take a step back and be able to step in ministry a little bit more. So sometimes it clashes with trying to be available all the time for pageant things because ministry is a top priority for me.
Hmm. Do you find that there are times where either world has maybe the wrong expectations of you? Because I could imagine, right, that at being a Christian minister, but also working in the world of beauty pageants or the beauty industry, that there may be times where maybe the Christian world has expectations that they don't think fit in the beauty world, and vice versa. So, can you talk about that a little?
Yes, there's many times where in the Christian world, they get the wrong impression. Um, because pageantry takes me into different areas. So I have to interact with different type of people. So um, a lot of times they feel like I'm intermingling in the wrong areas or I shouldn't be certain places. But and then in the pageantry, sometimes people aren't, once they find out about ministry, that I'm in ministry, they're kind of staying back because they don't know if I'm going to be judgmental based on um,
Mm.
the worldview on Christians. And can I be real? Sometimes we are
Absolutely.
judgmental as Christians. We are very
Mhm.
judgmental of people and things they've been through. So a lot of times when I interact with a lot of different women in the pageant industry, they are not sure if I'm going to come off as judgmental, if I'm going to come off as harsh or whatever. So sometimes they're really kind of staying backish from me until they really get to know me. And then I have to, in the Christian world, sometimes tell people, listen, Jesus sat among sinners and thieves. It didn't compromise who he was, it just made him more reachable. So I have to remind people that I may be displaced, but I'm reachable where these people and I can identify with some of the things that they've been through or going through, and I can help guide them.
Yeah, that's really good because I think sometimes we miss those opportunities, like you said, by being judgmental. Um, um, so with that, what would you say to someone who maybe is looking to step out into a passion that they have that doesn't fit the normal quote unquote uh Christian standard, right? Because there's been this long-standing issue with Christians in the marketplace, right, in different areas, and sometimes we don't walk in that confidence in those other areas that we're gifted in because, like it says, there's this judgment zone. How would you encourage somebody to still, pursue their dreams despite maybe some
Some
some some judgmental
judgmental
behavior?
and
Yeah.
class. So I tell everybody, God gives everybody talents, different measures of talents, different gifts. And I tell people, because he gave you those gifts, you are to operate in every gift that he's given you. So you can't limit yourself based on somebody else's view on what they feel like you should be or what a Christian should look like. You must carry yourself in a way that's God approved. So you know your
Right.
standards, you know how you are to portray yourself. So no matter where you go, as long as you have those standards, you don't have to compromise who you are. You can still step out your box. You still can um, experience new things, try new adventures, and still be the godly person that God has called you to.
Hey guys, welcome back from our commercial break. And again, we're here with Miss Phoneix as we talk about walking in confidence. And she's going to give us some nuggets in just a few moments. But just want to touch base with her and give her the opportunity to kind of give everyone an understanding of, you know, how she has arrived, where she is at this station in life, and some of the things that she has experienced as both a minister and in the beauty pageant industry. And even as you can hear right now, you know, as a life as a you're a Mima, grandma, nana. I'm a nana, right? She's
I'm a Mima.
and sometimes, you know, we have to play multiple roles at one time. So if you hear our extra guest in the background, it's all right. Um, we're happy to have little mama with us too. But we were before the commercial break, we were talking about, you know, different obstacles. So even your role as a mom and a Mima, right, and all that you do in sharing with others, how do you find that balance of teaching your own family, you know, how to walk in and exude confidence in their lives?
I try to be an example of being confident, stepping out of your role, your comfort zone. And so I try to, even with everything I do, I try to incorporate them in it so that they can see me firsthand stepping out, or even give them some ideas of what they might want to do. Um, as far as out of their comfort zone, out of just being out of the way of their own selves. So I'm sorry. This
It's
is just my
okay.
life. So even with that, I encourage them a lot of times to just get out their own way. To whatever their dreams are, I tell them go after them. Whatever their visions are, I say let's write them down. You can do it. Be confident in who you are, um, as a person, even spiritually as God. No matter how old you are, be confident in who God is molding you to be, and to just get out of your head, and don't let other people get in your head. Don't let other people, because so many times people are in your head to stop you because they were fearful, and nobody encouraged them
Mhm.
to go forward. So many times people stand in the way of you, and try to kill your confidence because they don't have
Mhm.
the same confidence. So I try to push that and share with my children. Listen, be confident in who you are, and know that you're unique. And because you're unique, you're going to do some things different. You're going to aspire to be different. So go ahead.
That's really good. In this journey, what would you say have been some of your biggest lessons and even maybe some of your biggest failures?
In this journey, my biggest lessons, hmm, I would say, wait, let me come back to my biggest lessons. Um, I wish I could have, I would have stepped out of my comfort zone sooner. So
Mhm.
my biggest lesson is that, I've learned to do a lot of things more now, and I feel like I miss some time,
Okay.
but um, I've learned that time waits on no one. So whatever it is that you want to do, go ahead and pursue it and do it. Um, Especially with the pandemic and things happening, like time waits for no one. So if you have a vision, go after it. If you have a dream, go after it. And sometimes you miss your opportunity in some places when you stay stagnated or you don't step out. So that's one thing that I really learned, that sometimes we could miss a chance, but God always gives us another chance where another avenue will open, and it's like a double. Like you get there a little faster because some time has lapsed. So that's one thing that I have truly learned, and one of the lessons that I've kind of learned was, um, if you have the opportunity, go ahead and do it.
Go ahead and do it. Yeah. So kind of your biggest lesson in failure is the same. The failure of not stepping out sooner has given you the lesson of to just embrace whatever it is that God has put on your heart and then just go for it. And
Yes.
you said something that's key, especially in this pandemic. I agree with you that one of the greatest lessons we all should have learned in this pandemic is to not take that time for granted,
Right.
right? Because, like you said, we may not get another opportunity to to do the things that have been pressing on our heart. And it was something that you said earlier about people who may lack confidence in themselves try to maybe kill it in you. So before we take another commercial break, I just want you to talk about that aspect, right? Because I think people need to understand how to walk in confidence while also not tearing somebody else's down. So
Okay.
what would you say in regards to that?
Okay. So kind of plug my book. So that was one of the real purposes of this book, because so many times we let fear, and there's a chapter in the book about fear. And fear is basically, we're talking about how so many times we are afraid of things that we've never even experienced, but just solely because somebody has told us something that has planted a seed of fear in us. So many times people live off of fear based off of what somebody else has planted in their head. So many times people have said, you're not good enough. You will never be that. You can never do that. And that becomes a seed of fear, causing people to step out of their comfort zone, or even having the confidence to try to do something else. So I tell everybody, and I want to encourage everybody, don't let the fear stop you. Don't let the opinions of other people stop you, because no matter what, everybody's going to have an opinion of how you should do something, what you should do. And 9 times out of 10 is because they didn't have the confidence enough to do it themselves. So they feel like if I can put that same seed that was planted in me and somebody else, it will stop the achievement of somebody, of you, or whoever the person is, going forward. So I encourage people, if that's the case, go back and write down the things that people said you couldn't do. And then say
Mm,
to yourself, why is it that they said I couldn't do this? And then you have to say to yourself, oh, I can do this, and why you can do it. And that will encourage you to step out of that comfort zone and say, listen, I can do this, and I can do this because this is the qualities that I possess, that it can happen. And it will help you eliminate those opinions and that fear that people have put on you to hold you down.
that's really good. Listen, everybody out there in YouTube land, Facebook, wherever you're watching this on tonight, get a journal and write those things down. And then write down your qualities and tell yourself, so you can prove to yourself why you can really achieve what maybe somebody else thinks you can't. That was really great, Miss Phoenix. Thank you. And so we're going to take another commercial break right here. And when we come back, Miss Phoenix will have our virtual stage. And she's going to take a couple of minutes just to give us some nuggets and encourage each and every one of us about walking in our confidence. So stay tuned. We have some more great information from Miss Phoenix coming right after this commercial break. All right, welcome back, everybody, to tonight's topic, Walking in Confidence with Miss Phoenix. And she's already given so many great nuggets and so much great information. But at this point, what I want to do is I want to back out of the virtual stage, so to say, and give her some time just to give us some tips and some nuggets to help all of us, walk it, learn how to walk in confidence in every area of our lives. So, Miss Phoenix, the floor is now yours.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I have to deal with the total person. Walking in confidence means spiritually knowing who you are in God, knowing who God has called you to be, and knowing who God said that you are and what you're capable of doing. So when you walk in the confidence of God, you're knowing that because God chose you, because God created you, and because God has a purpose and a plan for you, that once you rely on just Him simply, the confidence of who you are will begin to grow and show that nobody can put limits on you because God has already approved you in your natural life. So many times as well, people have put limits on you, but understand that you are great and all things you can do everything that you put your mind to as long as you believe in yourself. So walking in confidence means getting out of your own way. Getting out of your own head, believing in yourself, believing, and then setting goals. You set goals for yourself that you know that are achievable. So many times we get discouraged and our confidence begins to diminish because we set unrealistic goals. Set realistic goals, write them down, and then when you begin to achieve them, applaud yourself. Be your biggest cheerleader, be your biggest fan, and then as you do that, your confidence begins to grow and you begin to swell in areas that you didn't even believe were possible. Just understand that anything is possible and you can do anything that you set your mind to. Stop letting other people set you up for their failure. I'm going to say that again. Stop letting other people set you up for their failures. That means so many people put their own agendas on you because they failed at it, because they didn't want to achieve it or they didn't go after it. So it becomes such a baggage for you that your confidence lack because you're living out somebody else's dreams and visions that's not yours. Have the confidence enough to say, I'm going to be me, the authentic version of me. Whatever flaws I have, I will embrace them. And whatever it is that comes my way, I can overcome them.
Awesome. That was really good. And listen, I had to take some notes when you said stop letting other people put their failures on you because so many times, right, especially in family dynamics sometimes, or even in relationships, when people have failed to be confident in what it is that they wanted to do or to pursue their dreams, you're right. They'll try and project their failure or their feelings about what they were not capable to do on you. And then you find yourself in its place of moving from, hey, I'm great, I'm good, I can do this, oh, maybe not. So thank you so much. That was an amazing tip. And thank you for coming and sitting down with me, even virtually. I know that this conversation has blessed me, and I know it has blessed our viewers. And just before we go, where can anybody that maybe is not connected to you right now, tell us where they can find you on social media, how they can contact you, and more importantly, how they can get to the book.
Okay. Well, you can follow me on social media. I am on Twitter, Miss Phoenix. I am on Instagram, Takischa and Niece. I am on Facebook, Takischa and Niece. Also, I have my webpage, takischaandniece.com. You can also find me on YouTube, On the Rise with Miss Phoenix. I just launched that YouTube podcast, so you can find me there. You can also get my book at takischaandniece.com. Order it. It's also on Amazon. So those are the areas in which you can reach me. I'm all over.
She's all over. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Listen, if you're watching this on tonight, or even maybe if you watch this in a couple of weeks, somebody shared this with you, do yourself a favor and get connected to this amazing young woman who is doing so many wonderful things, who has so much wisdom and knowledge to share. Like she said, she has her book out now. She also has her show on the rise with Miss Phoenix, dealing with different issues on her own YouTube podcast. Hope that you got something I'm not gonna say I hope you got something. I know we each got something that we can take away from this conversation to help us step out in this season. It's really time for a lot of us to step out boldly in that confidence, unapologetically, and um, and do what God has called us to do, and not allow anyone's fears or their failures be projected on us, but really step out in this season. So again, Miss Phoneix, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching on tonight. And we will see you soon with our next episode of Real Life, Real Solutions with Coach Tami, where we are providing answers that are realistic, effective, attainable, and limitless. Have an awesome night.